I can't speak Yoruba.
If you can't speak your native language, I think it's a bit childish, innit? Because let's be real.
Turned out to be is crazy. Turned out to be is insane.
Hello and welcome to Glaze Media, where we share cultivating stories and capture authentic narratives through the power of storytelling. Today we have gathered 5 Black Brits to openly discuss and share their unique experiences growing up in the diaspora. As minorities, we are often asked the question, where are you really from? So this is our response as the third culture kid.
You get used to switching codes or tell me where you from. Where you really from? Citoyenne du monde, child of the world. Dans ce grand mélange, where do I belong? Got my roots from Haiti to Madagascar.
Nigeria.
Ghana.
It's Nigeria.
Well, I'm Ghanaian, but I was born in Belgium and now I live in London.
Because I was actually born in Ghana. But I live in the UK now, obviously London. I lived in London for the large majority of my life now. You know, they call me an uncle, I'm getting old, man. Don't laugh too much now. So yeah, it's interesting. But I would say, usually say I was born in Ghana, I moved to the UK and just lived in London ever since.
Originally, I'm from Ghana, but I was born in Germany and raised in London.
Last time I went, it's been a while, you know. I went to Nigeria in 2016 into 2017.
I went back to Nigeria just this December gone by, and I went the previous December.
So I remember we landed on Christmas Day 2016. Then we left. We were there for about 10 days or so. When I landed in Nigeria, it wasn't my first time in Nigeria. The first time I was in Nigeria was when I was about 10 years old. So I had somewhat of an idea of what to kind of expect.
I think the thing that was most distinct to me about Niger was just the reddishness of the soil. Like you step off the plane or you're at the airport and then everything just has a red tinge. So it felt materially different to London. The plants, the life, the animals, the sound of people shouting, the horns of the cars. It was noisier, but it was beautiful.
The first time I went, which was in 2021, I went in Easter. And that is a completely different experience to when it is December.
It wasn't this December I was supposed to go. I think it was the April before this December. So like a year and a half ago. Yeah, before that I went the December prior, and I think I went the December before that as well.
Easter's a bit more quieter. There's a lot more I would say older people as well.
You see when you get off that plane, yeah, and that hot air slaps your face. That's how you know you're in Africa, bro. That's how you know you're in Ghana.
Yep.
Yeah, and you see that. You see, it's like a comfort, especially when you come from like the UK, yeah, because like over here it's cold like 24/7, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when I got there, yeah, I was like, yeah, this is nice. It feels comfortable. I think I like it here. I'm gonna love it.
It was just a very warm feeling. Like it felt like I belonged here. I don't know, you know what I mean. Even though I hadn't been there in years, like over 20, I'd say 22 years. No, let's talk about 18 years, 17 years. It still felt like home to me.
This time around, it was like, there's a sense of you feel like you're at home in a way. Like I went for a wedding, and when we were there, we didn't necessarily do much like that, but you have that sense of, okay, like I'm around my people, like everybody here is black. Like there was a moment when I was in a shop, right? And we were in a supermarket and I was just looking around and like all of the people that were working there, they were black. All of the people that are there, they're black, they're all Nigerian. I'm hearing Yoruba like all around me and stuff like that. So you feel like there's a sense of, I feel like I'm at home in a way.
It's an interesting one. I feel like in the UK, I think for me it depends really who I'm around.
Depends on what country I'm in.
I don't really know what British is.
My identity is Black British. That's how I identify.
I'm definitely more British.
What is it? Is it one thing? Is it two things? Is it I like tea?
My identity is what I'm wearing, the fashion that I like, the music, the Afro swing that I listen to at uni. It's the places I frequent. It's just a distinct Black British identity. But it's not Margaret Thatcher, you know what I'm saying? It's not English, but it's Black British to me.
I think if I'm around a lot of non-Ghanaian people in the UK, and I feel at that point quite Black British, I think for me, the sense of identity and culture is actually a bit more about shared experience, right? So for example, you can be, let's say, British, right? But someone from the north of England versus someone from, I don't know, Peckham, have a very different cultural sort of understanding, identity, and shared experiences growing up?
I think it's subjective. I think there is a bit of British, a bit of a Brit in me than everyone, to be honest. Because number one, I think when we go and compete, we show up and show out. Or when we have an artist, we show up and show out. Or when someone's representing the country, for example, that's black, we show up and show out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is it not British to kind of support people that are from the same kind of place you grew up with?
Because I wasn't actually born here, innit? I was born in Belgium, so it's like I don't see myself as Black Brit. I just happened to grow up here as a teenager and stuff like that. However, when I go to Ghana now, I'm Ghanaian British because of my London accent.
There's certain things, and so I guess I'll call them privileges. Certain privileges that we have here, certain things that we're used to, certain systems, certain just way of life, mannerisms, things that are very much like ingrained in us. But I'm very Nigerian. Like if you ask me where I'm from, I'm not gonna say I'm from England. Do you get what I mean? You know when people are like, "Oh, British," I'm Nigerian. I'm Nigerian.
I would say I take pride in being more Ghanaian though, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like I take pride in what we are as a people, especially being the first African nation to become independent. And I hope that's a real fact, yeah. Is that that's real, isn't it? Yeah. Ghana independence. 6th of March, coming up.
What year was it?
I would say I'm a bit more British. So I think I'm probably, let's say like 60-40.
60% Nigerian.
No, 60% British, 40% Nigerian.
Okay.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
I don't think I'm not. If I was to live in Nigeria from now, they themselves would not call me like Nigerian in the same way that they are. Like I know what I've learned and what I've grown up in culturally, but it's not who I am.
I do feel like in terms of a country, I feel there's always a part of me which is definitely Ghanaian. I feel like through and through. No matter where I am, I feel like I have a connection to like Ghanaian people. The church I grew up attending is also very Ghanaian. So I feel like even in London, there's an attachment to that culture. The food I eat in the majority of times, my family as well, obviously is Ghanaian. I do speak the language. Especially when I'm in Ghana as well, it feels like I'm kind of at home, even though I'm not like super Ghanaian. So when I say super Ghanaian, as in I'm not like, I don't live in Ghana. So, you know, but yeah.
I'm learning it at the moment. Like I'm out of 10, I'd probably say I'm like a 6.
I can't speak Yoruba.
If you can't speak your native language, I think it's a bit childish, innit? Because let's be real here, yeah. You already feel like you're not accepted as a Black Brit in the United Kingdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now when you now go to Ghana or Nigeria, then you can't really speak your language, and they're now not accepting you. Where do you belong?
Yeah, but I can make Nigerian food though.
Is it?
Yeah, can you?
Or Ghanaian food? Of course not. Actually, can I?
I'm not that confident, if you get what I mean. So like I find it easier to speak to people that I don't know in Yoruba because like they don't have any perception of me, if that makes sense. Just like if I'm speaking to my friend, they know this is E-Man trying to speak Yoruba. But if I'm speaking to a stranger, it's like they don't know who I am or anything like that. So if I just speak Yoruba to them, it's like, oh, okay, it just kind of rolls off the tongue a bit more, innit? But I'm learning. I've been learning it for about a year.
I do speak a bit of Chi primarily. A few other ones, but we can't mention those because someone's going to crucify me for not getting it right.
No, very important. That's one of the main reasons that I'm learning how to speak it, so that when I have children, they're able to not just understand, but also to speak. Because what's happening now is that the language is actually dying out. Because when you go into Lagos, English is spoken a lot in Lagos. So it's not even like you go there and everybody's speaking Yoruba there. Like they speak English quite a lot. Obviously people speak the language in it, but English is widely spoken over there. And then you'll have people that are there, they have an accent, but they don't understand it or they don't speak it, which doesn't make any sense to me. So it's like the language is actually dying, like it's literally dying out. So what can I do to try and impact that in whatever way that I can? What I know I can do is I can learn the language. I can encourage people to learn the language. Then I can try and teach the language as well. And that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that's so important to me because I'm not gonna lie, I want to talk and code with my kids when we're in certain places. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I want us to be like, look, Dad, like, You see that? You know what I mean? Like, you know how we talk in code, or like, you know, black people got that ice there. Or, do you know what I mean? I want my kids to know what it means to talk in the language from where they are originally from. And yeah, that's something that I think like my family, my parents, my siblings encourage quite a lot. Like, so that's something, it's hard. It's going to be hard to do that, in my opinion, because
Do you all speak Tree?
yeah, we all speak Tree. So my little sister, me, my brother, all my brothers, all my siblings, yeah, we all speak Tree. Yeah.
It's an interesting one you say. I think for me, language portrays a lot of culture, but also a lot of traditions, right? I think language is made up of phrases more than just the words. And phrases is the way you put things together. I think really translate a lot of people's, not just sort of perspectives, but also the way people kind of value certain things in it. So I think naturally those things are passed down through the things that I sort of would pass down, say, to children through values. But I think definitely that identity and attachment to sort of the ethnic Ghanaian origin is definitely way easier through language. But having said that, I think you can definitely be Ghanaian without speaking necessarily one language or another. But yeah, I think it would be nice. It would be nice.
It depends on what part I am in the UK, though. You understand? I'm not gonna let. There's certain parts of the UK, and the funny thing is, you're from Manchester, right? I just came from Manchester. I was there over the weekend. So was that BVB? I went to some place. You know what I mean? We hashed that out. But yeah, Manchester was nice. That was black people. But it depends on where you are. I think in the UK, sometimes you can be made to feel like an outsider if you're in different parts of the UK. But what UK people are very welcoming, in my opinion. Like, you know what I mean? Put a little smile, a little crack. Grandma's gonna change her frown to a smile. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but I don't really feel like an outsider in Ghana at all. Yeah, especially because I speak the language.
I wouldn't say I feel like an outsider here per se, but there is that we're in London, innit? So it's very much a bubble. But when you go outside of London, you realize that, hold on, that we're literally like, I think it's like 3% or 4% or something like that in the UK. So in London, in the London bubble, I don't really feel like an outsider per se because I'm around a lot of my people. So there's a lot of people that are of the same origin as me, do you get what I mean, of the same context as me. But then when you go back home, even though, like I was saying before, there is a sense of belonging that you feel like you're from here, but then also they don't look at you like you're from there because we've migrated we're from London, innit? We're from the UK. So there is like a diluted sort of weird sort of context that we kind of live in. I don't feel like an outsider per se, but there's definitely like differences between those who were born there, brought up there, and us.
When you go somewhere like Ghana, and the type of English they speak it's pidgin English, isn't it? So when you're now speaking, not like a UK dialect? Is that what you call it? Cool. When you're now speaking the UK dialect, it's so different and distinct that you stand out without even trying. Like, no matter how much you try to fit in with Ghanaians, you're always going to stand out. And I feel as if, like, with them, they have this sense where they know that you're not from there.
Oh, innately.
I don't know whether it's the style of how you dress or how you carry yourself, or how you just communicate with people. But for some reason, they always have a sense of like knowing you are not born and bred over there.
No matter how I camouflage my accent to try and get a good price when I'm in the market in Nigeria, Ghana, I will get the UK price and I will haggle, and they'll haggle it down to just below that. Then someone else from the country will go and get half of what I paid. So I've just accepted it. It's just...
To be fair though, the good thing about me is that I can speak my native. So whenever, for example, in this scenario that you're in, I just don't even choose to speak English anyway, so then I don't get quote unquote finessed. Yeah, 100%. I even recently, like a few months to a year ago, I started learning pidgin, innit? Like I had like actual online lessons with someone because of the fact that you're Nigerian, and Nigeria is a big market for the entertainment industry anyway. So I'm trying to dive deep into it. 100%. How far now?
Hey.
Maybe I felt more like an outsider when I went in December.
Why?
Because December's a different feeling. December, be a somebody or know somebody.
Okay.
That's the feeling, in it, compared to like maybe Easter when it's like everybody's just local there, innit? Like, or do you get me? So yeah, but when I go Ghana, no, I don't feel like I'm outside. I feel like I'm meant to be here.
Turned out to be is crazy. Turned out to be is insane.
It's crazy, isn't it? I don't know. It's crazy, you know, because I think, I don't know, because there's so many different sides of things. Again, when you go to Nigeria, you see loads of different dynamics and people living in very different contexts, loads of different contexts side by side. So it's like, I don't know where like I would have fit within that. Like I could have been a boy selling peanut on the road. I could be one of these guys in VI, bare rich. You get one of these leppy boys. I could be somebody who is in Computer Village, like hustling and bustling, trying to make a living. I could be Afrobeats artist. I don't know.
There's so much like serendipity and so much sort of like everything's a butterfly effect, isn't it? Like one small decision can lead to an outsized return.
I'll be far behind in life, 100%, because I'm not exposed to as many things as to what I am now. One of them, for example, I'm able to travel all around the world and see different cultures in it. And then when you go back there, it's like, obviously a lot of them quote unquote can't afford it, or there might be limiting reasons as to why they're able to do that. So it's like you've been exposed to a lot more. All they know is just their country or their city. So I am grateful for them being able to actually migrate to the UK for that.
Again, like I was, I think things for me come down to like sort of values and certain concepts that you kind of pass down. So I think probably parents would have probably passed down the same sort of values. I don't know if things will happen in the same circumstances, maybe the same opportunities, or maybe the same sort of access to education and things like that. So I think those are the things that I think my parents sort of emigrated looking for. And thankfully, I'd like to say me and my siblings have been able to sort of capitalize on that to some degree anyway. I just want to make mama proud, you know. But I don't know still. I do think, honestly, people ask me all the time, what would you do? And I just do my best. And I think that's what I'll still be doing. So I don't know if I would have turned out differently, but I'll just be trying my best, man. That's all I can do.
Yeah, what do you want to like? What do you want to say? Okay, orúkọ mi ní Emmanuel. Mo ti ń ṣe àwọn lessons pẹ̀lú Lingawa fún ọdún kan. Mo ń gbìyànjú láti sọ Yorùbá lójoojúmọ́, ṣùgbọ́n mi ò mọ̀ láti sọ bí mo ṣe fẹ́ sọ. Ló bá tán.
Oriane Bo and your Abontin Yediagro.
Body eye.
Mekachia, like, it's me feel free. Me feel free because I don't know how to put it in a sentence that I want it to make sense. That's the only thing, though.
That's okay.
My apologies. When the tree that I learned is freestyle tree. It's not like